What's going on, everybody? I hope you are doing well. Today, we are going to talk about the Amazon Grubhub deal and whether Uber Eats and DoorDash drivers should be worried about it. I realize that I am a few days late to the party on this. I wanted to take my time and actually do a little bit of research before I put this video out. So, I've checked out a few videos, and there are some wild titles and thumbnails out there that are spelling doom and gloom for Uber Eats and DoorDash drivers. So let's get into it. What is this deal? So essentially, if you are an Amazon Prime member, you now have the ability to get fee-free delivery on Grubhub for 1 year. This is basically Grubhub Plus, but for Prime members. If you already had Grubhub Plus, you get like a year free of it. If you have Prime and Grubhub Plus, don't know what you end up getting. So that's what it is. This is a 1 year deal. They are doing a trial run for 1 year between Amazon and Grubhub. And after that 1 year ends, the deal automatically renews unless one or both companies opt out. I kind of have some opinions on this and whether it's actually going to negatively impact DoorDash and Uber Eats drivers. I've had Prime for quite some time, and when I was doing my research for this video and looking at the various Prime benefits, there's a lot of stuff that I get with my Prime membership that I had no idea even existed. For example, like streaming music, right? Like it's like another Pandora or Apple Music or Spotify or something like that. You can get a free personal shopper on Amazon. You can get, they have a pharmacy. I didn't know that. Amazon has a pharmacy. And they offer lower prescription prices if you don't have insurance, apparently. So that's kind of cool. Another thing that they offer is you can have your packages delivered inside your garage or inside your front door if you're not home. As creepy as that is, it's true. My point for saying this is I was unaware of the vast majority of the benefits. I guess some of those aren't really benefits, they're kind of creepy. But my point is, like, I wasn't aware of a lot of these benefits that come with Amazon Prime. In doing a search, I wasn't able to find anything on Amazon's website talking about Grubhub, at least not yet. I realized that they probably sent out an email with like a link to some specific page, but they did not make it easy to find that information on Amazon's website, at least at the time of filming this video. So what I'm trying to get at here is, in my opinion, I'm willing to bet a lot of the customers aren't even going to know about this perk to begin with. I'm sure Grubhub is going to try to drive this home, but it's really Amazon that needs to be bringing the traffic to Grubhub, not the other way around. So anyway, let's move on. Out of the big three delivery services, Grubhub is the only one that has ever been profitable. Ever been profitable. And that was very short-lived. Grubhub also used to have the largest market share. And now, out of the big three, they have the smallest market share. And over the last year and a half, that was drastically exacerbated. They were hemorrhaging money and customers after Just Eat took over. So, look, people have a preference on companies that they want to do business with. And people don't like Grubhub, right? That's why they went from number 1 to number 3. And frankly, kind of a distant number 3. I don't think that this is really going to change a lot of minds. DoorDash is in the number 1 spot for a reason. People get their food quickly, and they perceive it to be cheaper, at least, than the other two services. So, I mean, I could be wrong, but that's just my take on it. People are willing to spend more to use a service that they like, right? Like, I don't fly certain airlines. I would rather spend an extra 20 or 30 bucks on a flight to fly with an airline that I like. And, same with my internet provider, right? Like I've got two options, Comcast and not Comcast. And I go with not Comcast, out of sheer principle. So keep in mind, guys, these people that used to be Grubhub customers that are now most likely DoorDash customers jumped ship for a reason. Like they weren't just one day like, oh, I'm going to just try this new app and, sail off into the sunset with them, right? Like they had an experience that made them download something else because people tend to stick with what they know. Anyway, that rant is over. So I kind of have some thoughts on how this is going to go over for Amazon and Grubhub. I am very critical of the way that Grubhub has ran or how Just Eat has ran Grubhub over the past year and a half. They have done nothing beneficial, in my opinion, at least up until this move. They have slashed base pay. In my market, they slashed it by 60%, and I've heard of more in other markets. So, not to mention, they still have crazy wait times, although I do have to give them credit. I did open the app and drive for them a few times over the past week, and they weren't as extreme as they used to be. So still kind of bad, but not as bad. This deal with Amazon, in my opinion, is going to do one of two things. Number one, absolutely nothing to Grubhub. Or number two, it is going to force them to address the issues that plague the business. The issues being lateness, the contract violations for drivers, or I guess account violations for drivers, I should say. But really, at the end of the day, it's going to force Grubhub to address the issues with the restaurant wait times and drivers just kind of showing up when they want. Amazon puts a tremendous amount of pressure on their DSPs, their delivery service partners. You can actually check out a couple of articles about that online. Like they threatened to cancel contracts due to like inclement weather and deliveries being late. I cannot imagine that they are going to tolerate Grubhub having a bunch of, their prime customers being pissed off at Grubhub for their orders showing up, late as hell. I just don't think they're going to put up with it. So it's going to force Grubhub's hand at fixing their platform. Or this deal is going to end in a year. At the time of filming this video, Amazon has taken a 2% stake in Grubhub. There we go. That took a second. With the option to pick up another 13%, bringing their total equity in the company to 15%. It should be an interesting year. If we'll see if that actually, they actually pick up the extra stocks or not. But I have my suspicions that they probably won't, and that's subject to how many customers they send to Grubhub. In my opinion, to kind of wrap this up, people are going to stick with what they know. And people like DoorDash for a reason. And I think that they're going to stick with that. People like Uber Eats for a reason. I think they're going to stick with that. Having said that, I highly encourage you, I strongly encourage you to get on as many apps as you possibly can, including Grubhub. If you do sign up for Grubhub, just make yourself aware of their account violations. They're pretty crappy. Matter of fact, if you type into YouTube like Grubhub account violation, I'm pretty sure one of my videos is one of the top results. So I went into kind of a deep dive about that. So just make yourself aware of some of the problems that Grubhub drivers face if you're going to do that. And really, at the end of the day, I think that we should be activated on as many apps as we can. We never know when we're going to get deactivated for something silly or out of our control. So really, the more apps at our disposal, the better. Guys, I don't think that this is going to be anything that really affects drivers very much. I think it's being blown out of proportion by a small handful of gig YouTubers. And I think that customers are just going to stick with what they've been doing, which is DoorDash mostly, and then Uber Eats, of course. So I'm sure Grubhub will pick up a few customers, but I really don't think we're going to see some massive shift in market share because of this deal. Anyway, those are my personal opinions, my thoughts on the subject. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with me. Share your thoughts. Tell me if you guys think this is a good thing or a bad thing. I want to hear from you, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. If you haven't done so yet, please do press the like and subscribe button. If you are kind enough to subscribe, let me know in the comment section below. Tell me your name and the market you drive in, and I'll be sure to thank you at the end of my next ride-along video. My name is Zach. Take care.